So I know I can understand that language is a barrier, but I would love to interact with you all. And actually, there are so many people, even majority of you, who have much higher experience than me. So basically, I am here to learn from you. So please help me learn. Okay. So if I'm going too fast with my English, or if I'm not able to explain anything, you can please stop me any number of times, and I will stop, and I would like to communicate. Okay? Okay. Manusalayo?
Yes.
I have been doing this from past 2 days just for you guys. We're learning the little things, random things. Okay. Alright. So we have been talking about climate change, resilience, adaptation, mitigation from all these days, right? And excellent sessions have been there by Murli sir, by the previous session. Even I was not able to understand a single thing, but I was also enjoying. I was loving it. Alright. So how many of you are tired from such a hectic schedule of whole day? You are listening, you are sitting and listening intently with all your focus. Anybody of you tired? Sure? Are you sure? Yes. Okay. So I will be, although talking about climate change, climate resilience, and how we do sectoral planning, how we go about the policy formulation, I will be doing it, but how I would want to learn from you. So we will be doing some exercises. So in those, your participation will be required. So are you all ready to participate?
Yes.
I did not get a good sure.
Yes.
Sure? How you say sure in Malayalam? Maybe.
Urupai.
Huh?
Urupai.
Urupai? Alright. So, okay, just keep everything aside, okay? Forget climate change, everything. Are you all here right now? Yes. Only 4 people are here right now. So let me bring everybody here. So just drop your pen, paper, everything. Just don't throw, just drop. I know it's a tiring day, you have been there all day. So we will play a game. Okay? And as I am from Nidm, National Institute of Disaster Management, we talk about disasters a lot, right? So whenever a disaster strikes, what is the first thing that is the most important? Can anybody tell? Rescue. Before that? Never get? Panic. Perfect. You will get a dairy milk from me. Right. So one should not panic. So I was also hearing a lecture somewhere, and so when a disaster strikes, even if we are not in a correct frame of our mind, we may take some wrong decisions. So that's why if our mind is composed, calm, collected, we are able to take better decision. Then the further process of rescue, then preparedness, then what action we have to take, we are able to do it nicely, properly, right? So we will play a very short, very little game. So it will test your focus. Okay, how focused you are right now, right? So what you have to do, it's a very, very tough game, I am telling you. Okay. So when I say clap, you will have to clap. Can you show me how to clap? And when I say stop, you will have to stop. Okay, very difficult game, right? Okay, so start. said start. I did not say clap. Right? So everybody got your focus? Where is it? Okay, so let's bring it. So now clap. Stop. Clap. Stop. Clap. Stop. Clap. Stop. Stop. I got some of you. Clap. Stop. Clap. Clap. Okay, small exercise to break the ice. Okay. So, when we are talking about climate resilience, so how can you say climate is changing? We have been talking about dams right now, we have been talking about amphibious buildings. Why do they need so much attention? Because the climate is changing. But is it? What do you think? I look around, everything looks perfect. Even better to me here in Kerala. So is the climate really changing? What you all think? Yes? Can you quote some example from your surrounding? Because I have seen from this change to this change, and that's why I say that the climate is changing.
Shift in rainfall.
Shift in rainfall pattern. Seasons. Okay. Anybody else? Right.
Shift in the pattern of rain.
Pattern of rain. Yes.
Temperature rising.
Temperature rising. We can even feel that. Right. What else? So these changes we are able to witness firsthand, right? We are able to experience them. So that's how we can say that climate is changing, which is very, very right, because there have been a long debate and some scientists were not able to believe, accept that the climate is changing. So these all evidences are there. We all are very well aware of these evidences, so I might not go much in detail. So everybody knows global temperature is rising, oceans are warming up, then ice sheets are shrinking, then glaciers are retreating, snow cover is decreasing, right? So all these changes are happening, and how it is impacting our climate. So there is ecological collapse, extreme weather events like temperature, heat waves, cold waves, heavy rainfalls, droughts, floods. They all have started to occur. Then Arctic warming, there has the permafrost thaws have been started to happen. Habitat destruction and pest propagation. Then environmental migration, agricultural changes, tidal flooding, where we must be aware of. And storm intensification, heat wave intensification, even cold wave intensification at some places we are witnessing. So this is how climate change is impacting us globally. Right? So these three things, our population is growing at a tremendous rate globally. At a tremendous rate, urbanization is happening, right? And the climate is changing. So when these three are combining, which are already dependent on each other, so these are posing big challenges for in terms of resilience. If you want to build resilience, right? So by 2050, around 9 billion global population is going to reach 9 billion, it is estimated. And the number of people living in the cities is going to double. So this is really worrisome. So even in today's time, in places like Delhi, Mumbai, it is terrible. We are so lucky you are here. I am telling you, I am feeling so relieved I am here. But already in mega cities, in urban cities, the things are really devastating. So that's why there should be a concept of resilience. So on the first day, Anil sir very nicely explained the concept of resilience. So can somebody else also tell? Let's come again to the resilience. What do you understand? What could you understand by resilience? In layman terms, like no definition, nothing. You can even use an example. So adaptation is a part of resilience, is a small part of resilience. Yes, coping ability. Yes, you were saying? surveillance,
Surveying.
surveying.
Surviving.
Survival, right? Survival, coping ability, yes. So resilience is, so something bad happens to you, so how quickly you cope up with that and get back again, right? So I know it's not a good example here, but if a breakup happens, right, and how quickly you are able to come up with the memories of your loved one, and you are again to get back on your toes, right? So that is basically resilience. So whenever, even in terms of disasters, if we are talking about, whenever a disaster strikes, the society as a whole, the community as a whole, and your system as a whole, how much capable is it to bounce back, and come back into action again. So whenever a flood comes, it takes us quite some time to get back again, right? So that defines the coping ability, that defines the resilience of that particular system. So that's we are talking about. So there can be so many issues that are on priority for different cities, in fact different communities, different colonies, in fact you can say. So broadly we can divide it into three parts: hazard based, community based, and infrastructure based. So this is an example of just one place, but it can vary from place to place. So, but the issues are so far common to all the sectors, all the cities, right? So sanitation problem, then waste management, and urban infrastructure. So these are infrastructural issues. Then if we talk about hazard-based issues, how your infrastructure is flood-proof, drought-proof, earthquake-proof, and so on. Then if we talk about community-based, so how aware your community is towards climate change, do they know it is happening, if it is happening, what they have to do, right? So priority issues are there, but it will vary from community to community, from city to city, right? So if one wants to have a sustainable, so I have written urban development because we will be talking about a city only here. So if we have to have a sustainable urban development, so all these four things will have to be covered. So climate resilience, disaster resilience, health resilience, and urban infrastructure and services. So if all these four things are covered, then you can say your city, or you can say there is a sustainable urban development. Okay. So this is roughly how a smart city, the features of smart city would look like. I won't go much into the details because the time is less and I really want to go to the exercise part. So a smart city should have a proper waste management system, water management system, urban planning in terms of green cover and biodiversity, then whether it has green buildings, energy efficient buildings, and then mobility and air quality is also taken into consideration. So in fact this is altogether a different subject. So here is a picture. So what do you see in this picture? Can anybody tell, explain? I'd like to move. So what are they doing?
Wiping out the water.
Wiping out the water. So
But they are not stop.
yes, perfect. So the root cause of the problem is still there, but still what are they doing? They are washing off the causes, whatever has been spilled out. They are not trying to deal with the problem at the source, right? So just keep this picture in mind. It will help you in the exercise that I am going to give you. So here comes the role of climate change risk management. So climate change risk management has 4 categories in it: mitigation, adaptation, geoengineering, and knowledge-based expansion. So mitigation, we all know that it's our efforts. So in advance, if we want to reduce the impact of climate change, mitigation is the thing. Adaptation is, so the change is already happening and we are developing our ability to adapt to it. So that is basically adaptation. Geoengineering or climate engineering is manipulating the natural systems so that they become friendly to the climate change that is happening. They become friendly to us, right? So and knowledge-based expansion, of course, making more and more people aware about climate change and taking prior actions. So these four are the broader climate change risk management categories. So I have written it into detail, but I won't go into it. So I wanted to show you this very nice example of a climate resilient infrastructure. Okay, so Aditya, I think I will need the sound. So anybody knows this person? Who all have seen 3 Idiots? 3 Idiots you have seen? So Amir Khan in so I say movie and he gives a effect, background effect. Yeah. So in the movie 3 Idiots, there was the role of Amir Khan. So he was the person, actual. So it was based on a real character. So he is Sonam Wangchuk. So he is from Ladakh and he has built an amazing climate resilient infrastructure for that kind of terrain. So we will have a look.
Good morning and warm greetings from a cold Ladakh. Sitting in my solar heated room with plus 20 inside and minus 15 outside, I am happy to share that the passive solar heated buildings at our alternative university, IR, have won this year's National Energy Efficiency Innovation Award. After 30 years of passive solar buildings at Sectoral School, 3 years ago we started a unique experiment to build 4 different kinds of passive solar heated mud buildings. We then scientifically monitored and compared various buildings in Ladakh. The results were fascinating. In January, the coldest month, while the solar buildings stayed between 18 to 25 degrees 90% of the time, the fossil fuel heated buildings stayed at around plus 10 and the unheated ones went down to minus 5 degrees. The beauty of these buildings is that they are built with eco-friendly waste materials like clay, which is abundant in Ladakh, and straw waste that is rescued from burning in Punjab. When the Punjab straw is mixed with Ladakhi clay, we get these lightweight insulating blocks to make houses that do not need any fire to heat, cutting pollution once in Punjab and a second time in Ladakh. Here's how it works. These buildings are oriented towards the south, where the winter sun roams, and the double-glazed south facade captures all the sun's energy and stores it in our unique no-cost battery. No cost because this heat battery uses water bottles as battery fluid, and they are made out of plastic waste bottles. And at night, the water battery releases the heat to the room. To retain this precious heat indoors, we use heavy insulation in the walls, floors and ceilings, and they are made out of wood waste and wool waste from the local Pashmina industry. Our latest experiment is in using solar passive mud principles along with RCC frame structures so that we can have conventional buildings but with all the benefits of solar passive heating. What all this means practically is, well, nirvana. Nirvana from the punching cold winters, higher human productivity, better use of resources and better ecology, clean air and clean cities. This is not a story of just sustainable development. This is a story of restorative development, regenerative development, and that's what the planet needs now. Good morning.
So, just with this one building, by creating this one building, how many problems he addressed? Can anybody tell how many problems he addressed just by building this one building? Ecological conservation.
In the sense, not adding too much pollution to the land.
Yes. So he addressed the problem of stubble burning of Punjab. He addressed the problem of plastic waste, one-time use plastic bottle waste. He addressed the problem of other waste like pashmina wool and other kind of things. So this can be said something, resilient, climate resilient infrastructure. That's what is the topic of our training program, right? So something like that. So now finally we can come to the planning. So how we can see climate resilience at sectoral level. So if we are saying sector level, what is a sector level? So these are the bodies, policy making and planning bodies. So either at the level of an entire nation or a state. So it is very important to integrate resilience at sectoral level, because at a national level the problem has a very vast, very broader perspective. But when we break it down to smaller and smaller sectors, then we are able to reach the root cause of the problem, and then the actual vulnerability and response options we can see. Also, the adaptation tools and methods that can be applicable to one kind of a problem can be identified if we move to sectoral level. So and also cross-sector development. So health sector can have some relation with agriculture sector and so on. So in this way, we will have to find out the climate resilience, how we can incorporate. So now here comes our exercise. So I quickly want you to find out a buddy for yourself. Everybody has to do it. Buddy, just one person, a partner. Okay, do it. So find a buddy. You done? You both? Who don't have a partner? What about you? So you will have to find a partner and sit with him or her. So decide, one is A and one is B. So out of your partner, one is A and one is B. Decide who is A. Who is A? A. In your buddies, who is? So whoever has longer hair will be A. Okay, so all the A, raise your hands. A, who is A amongst you two? Anybody? A. So you two are partners? You two. There's such distance between the partners. this is not acceptable.
Distance doesn't matter. Physical distance doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Oh my god, amazing. This is philosophical class. Alright, perfect. Right. Start afresh, open a new page. Okay. So what you have to do, we will do it, we will keep it very, very simple. I just want to know, we want to learn from you. So what you have to do is you have to identify a problem in your area, in your community. So any kind of problem. It can be as small a problem as like increasing number of mosquitoes to as big a problem of the entire waste management system. So you have to identify a problem that bothers you so much. Okay. So first step one, identify a problem. Right. So it has nothing to do with your buddy. It's just for you. Okay. Then next step is, what is the existing solution of that problem right now? At your city level or at national level, is the problem being addressed? Or if the problem is being addressed, how? With how much efficiency? Okay. And then third step is, what's your solution to it? Okay. How you think about that problem and how you want to solve it. Just assume you have the highest powers. Okay, so you can start. I'm giving you some time.